plan for this video is I'm going to turn this and all these bits into one of those using one of these, one of these, one of those, probably quite a bit of one of those, and loads of one of those. If you're an old hand to this video series, welcome back. Thank you very much. Please share it with your friends. If you're new, even more welcome. Basically, just to sort of fill you in, I am autistic and have ADHD, and I've decided to build myself a car from scratch. And I've decided to do a video diary, partly because some of the people who are watching them are giving me some really useful feedback and asking some very helpful questions, which has helped me correct things on here much earlier than otherwise would be. And it's also being autistic and having ADHD. I'm trying to use this as a way of kind of, I don't know, normalizing. Maybe it's almost certain in your life you've come across people who have autism and ADHD. You may not have realized. I'm trying to just make it seem I don't have two heads. I wish I did sometimes. I'd be able to work this stuff out a bit quicker. But, you know, apart from some quirks, like at the moment I'm really trying to resist because I can see myself in this camera and I'm wondering what the hell is that going on my chin. Stuff like that, you know. I don't know, if you don't have these things, would you be doing this intro and not be thinking those? Would you not go off on tangents? I don't have a bloody clue. But anyway, this is what it is, this is what it's about. Please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe and join me on this journey. Before I do anything else, it's definitely time to get the kettle on. Plan of attack for this one is, obviously, so that I've already welded up these like little tube things, which is what the drop link adjuster will sit in. So basically, I then have to weld the metal that will become the wishbone to this, and then in the ends at the right distance weld these in, which are threaded to go in. I had to get these machined. Unlike all the others, I managed to find a size that I could whack in with a hammer and then weld in. I couldn't find a size for the 22mm that I'm using for the upper wishbone, so I took it to French's little engineering place over in Netley. Any guys who live anywhere locally, if you don't already know of that place, you need to know about it. It's great. It's like stepping back into the 1970s when you walk into the workshop, but really helpful. The guy, Ted, who owns the place, has a sort of a motorsporty, I think he used to do rally driving. He now runs a slot car club, believe it or not. But anyway, they are absolutely brilliant, really helpful, and they machine those for me. So as you can see, we've got quite a angle onto here. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut the bar so we've got a square angle there, then mark it up. I'm not going to be able to use a chop saw or anything to get that sort of long angle in there, and I certainly can't use a chop saw and the notcher are both a maximum of about 45 degrees, so this is going to have to be done by hand with the good old grinder, but I do as much as I can beforehand. So that's the plan of attack at the moment. Little updates as I go along. You're not going to get lots of video of me working here because Sunday morning and Keris is on the radio, so I'd rather listen to her. That's the first one, ground or whatever you want to call it. Quite pleased with that. It's got a nice close fit. That'll be quite nice and neat to weld up. So I'm going to try and copy that shape onto the other bit of tube and then grind that one. I'm kind of going to do both I don't know what you call it, production line to do everything in pairs, so then I can just weld on up. I've got all the parts all ground and ready to fit together in my little kind of bracket here, which I use to just tack weld. I've given everything a really good clean, so hopefully I can get a nice clean tack on there. It all fits together in the bracket nicely. Hopefully when it's welded up, it will then fit and line up as it should with that. I say hopefully, I have done a little test fit with holding it all together in the bracket. It seemed okay, but as it all kept falling out of there every couple of seconds, I don't know for sure. Top wishbone fitted on. Something I had overlooked, so I'm going to have to move this again, is obviously where this one is such a sharp angle onto there, it fouls here, so what I'm going to have to do is just twist that around. I can do it a good few degrees without having to remake brackets and stuff like that. And because it's only tack welded on, we can take it off easily, can't we, Brian? Hey. Anyway, so what I need to do now is just confirm that the offset is correct for the caster, which is this sort of angle here. And this is where it gets all a bit fiddly. I'll see if I can video how I'm doing it. Okay, hopefully you can see. This all gets a bit fiddly because of course I'm trying to measure a centre to a point that's in a large hole here. I've got them both marked either side, and I've got a mark on here, so I'm going to put that at right angles to the upright. Okay, so that is there. If I mark the position of this, it saves me trying to do something that I need 3 hands to do. So I'm lining up with that mark on there, and we are there. So the edge of here is there. So I can then put that back on there with it in a more comfortable position. In fact, I can go all the way along here, look, and then use the verniers. If I calculated this right, for the mid position for caster being about 7.5 degrees, I should have about 23mm of offset. I'm quite pleased with that. So I shall now fully weld this round, and I'll have to cut this off and turn it. Not too sure how many degrees. That would certainly be a suck it and see kind of thing. There we have top wishbone. That's my pretend upright I've been using just to check dimensions, and with it all just roughly set. Who's that not coming out in the video? There we are. So it's about 6.5 degrees, but I've got a fair bit of movement. I can move it sideways on these, I can move the bottom ones sideways on those, and also by a combination of out on one and on in the other, I can move, and that's adjustable. So having a bit of a play around yesterday, I've got a massive amount of adjustment in there, which should be plenty. So I'm quite happy with that. The next job would be to give these a lick of paint. A whole load of people on one of the Facebook low-cost group have recommended this stuff as a sort of a primer anti-rust. Bloody expensive, 45 quid for that tin, so hopefully that does the trick. Right, so that brings us to the end of the upper wishbone video. Thank you to all of you who've got this far. And thanks to those who pointed out in, I think it was probably the lower wishbone, that I think perhaps I shouldn't say this because I'll get in a pickle again. I think the words I said about caster were correct, but when I was editing the video, the words I put up on the screen were wrong. Either way, if you're thinking of building something like this, don't take my word for things, for crying out loud. Do your own research. God, I sound like one of those MAGA people, don't I? Flat Earth people there. Do your own research. But yeah, I mean, this I'm not trying to do a definitive how to build a car video here. It's really my main aim is to demonstrate that even people like myself with a single garage, ADHD and autism, we can actually do stuff. Yes, we really can. But on the subject of we can really do stuff, I think this is going to be what, video 26, 27, and I'm disappointed to say they're clearly not really catching on. I'm not getting the number of viewers that really warrants the time I'm putting into these. So this will be the last one for a while. I will do the odd update because there's a few of you out there who have been really helpful with questionings and help and all that sort of thing. And hopefully you are genuinely interested and would like to have the odd update to know how the project's going. But I'm not going to be spending so much time doing these videos and editing and all that sort of stuff, because I mean the bottom line is 26 videos, that's probably at least an hour if not 2 hours per video. Yeah, kind of total that up, this chassis would be a fair bit further on if I hadn't spent so much time dicking around doing like that and not getting the subscribers and all that kind of stuff. YouTube are not paying me a penny for these, so I've come to the decision to knock these on the head for a while. It's probably, you could probably put it down to an ADHD trait as well. I tend to be blow hot and cold with things. I was really keen on doing all the videos when I started off with this, but there's a cold wind blowing towards YouTube at the moment. Anyway, it won't be the last you hear from me, but it'll probably be like a monthly little update just so as people that are interested can see how it's going. So thank you for all the questions, thank you for all the help, and catch up with you soon. Bye.